Hello, you guys, Luxura Moon Goddess, and today we will be discussing beauty as a form of protection. So, what I mean by this, let's get into it. So, beauty as a form of protection. So, we already know that pretty privilege exists, and that's just a fact of life and society. We know that there are benefits. People are judgmental. They judge by their looks, by people's looks, and pretty privilege exists. But I'm going to tell you something that I learned with being beautiful and doing things like putting on makeup. So, beauty as a form of protection. I realized at some point that really it is more beneficial to me to be wearing makeup and having it on my face than it is to not have it at all. And I'm going to tell you as to why that is. So, beauty can be a form of protection. Beauty can actually deter certain individuals from even approaching you, from even bothering you. So, it's just a fact, it's something that I've realized. Before I started getting into makeup in my teenage years, I really wasn't into makeup at all. And if you've seen one of my previous videos, I do have, I'm not the average looking woman in America. And so I have very unique looking features. But one thing is for sure. One thing that I got tired of when I wasn't looking my best, before I started wearing makeup, is people's ridiculous and stupid comments. It's like, and the thing is, you have these people judging your looks, and they think that they look better than you, and it's coming from people who's average and not even as good looking as you. And so, with that being said, like for instance, I remember in high school, before I would wear makeup, and men act like, oh, the nowadays, oh well, looks fade, looks aren't gonna last forever. Da 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 da. No, we know that men are visual creatures, and they are very judgmental to women's looks. Ladies, put the makeup on. I'm gonna tell you why it is. I would get tired of people looking at me and making inappropriate comments about how I looked because it's like it was unwarranted. It's like I don't need you making any comments about my looks. Like for example, they would have an issue with my natural hair. I you really had thick hair. People would be judging me for my hair, how it looked. I remember one time in high school, and men are judgmental. They're very judgmental based on how women's looks are. And so one time, I remember I wasn't sleeping well, and I showed up in school, and the nerve of this other kid, anyway, I couldn't stand school, but that's for another day. The nerve of this boy talking about, oh, you look smack. And back then that's slang for you look high. It's like, are you kidding me right now? And he wasn't even an attractive man. He wasn't even an attractive boy. It's like, get out of here with your nonsense. I don't want you to comment on my looks. It's like, you don't even look better than me yourself. I don't want to hear that nonsense. So beauty, use the power of makeup to repel these individuals. I use makeup now, and it's not that I ever believed that I was ugly or anything like that, but I just got tired of people's stupid, condescending remarks. It's like I don't deserve that. I deserve better. When I go out and about now, and I'm wearing my makeup, I always get compliments. I always get, when I put on makeup, I always get compliments. When I do my hair, my nails, when I dress beautifully, I want to, and it's not that I'm trying to get attention from people. I just don't want to hear the shady compliments. The not shady compliments, but the shady remarks. Like I don't want to hear that. And you know how people are nowadays. Most people nowadays don't really have human decency anyway. hmm So for me personally, it is just more beneficial for me to go ahead and put on the makeup before I walk out of the house than to not have it at all because it is a form of protection for me. I don't want, it deters certain people. It keeps them from saying shady things. It keeps them from doing passive aggressive things. It deters people from being super judgmental. Not that beautiful people still don't get, go through things, because even with beauty, it's a double-edged sword. But for the most part, it's more beneficial for me to be looking my best, to be looking beautiful, so that I don't have to deal with certain people. Just like ugliness repels people, unattractiveness repels people, beauty can actually repel people as well. It can repel people. Because, people are judgmental. A lot of people are going to think, oh, she's beautiful, I want to talk to her, I want to approach her, da 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 da. But there are some people who get triggered by beauty. And a lot of people just think because you're beautiful, because you're a beautiful woman, that you don't go through anything in life. But that's not true. The ones that get it, y'all know that even though with being attractive, people still kind of try to come at you sideways sometimes. But for the most part, it will deter people. Because what happens with people, some of these people, with their bizarre mindsets when they see a beautiful person, they think, oh, she's a stuck up bitch. Or oh, she's gotta be stuck up. Why is she walking around beautiful? Why is her hair done? Why is she dressed up? Why does she have that so much makeup on? And they say things. And they judge and they do whatever. But I'd rather repel them with the power of my beauty, because it's more power to me. It's like I don't want certain people trying to approach me, trying to bother me. It's like, be gone. Just be gone. Don't approach me. Don't, it is a form of protection. It deters certain people, certain low frequency beings from even approaching you, from even bothering you. And that's exactly what I want in my life at this point in time. And especially when it comes to when it comes to men, put on your makeup. Go out of your house looking the best that you can. When you look your best, when you get dressed nicely, when you have your hair done, your makeup did, your nails did, especially when it comes to men, low quality men, low frequency men, they're not going to bother interacting with you. The ones that aren't confident enough to speak to you, they're not going to approach you, because what do they think? What goes on in their mind? Oh, she's out of my league. And for me personally, I don't want to be dealing with some man who, I mean, you see what I look like. I'm not that tall, I'm a little woman, I'm petite, I don't want some man who's afraid of being rejected by me, who's afraid of me, who's, how are you going to find me intimidating? It's like, how are you going to find me intimidating? That's ridiculous to me. I don't want a weak man. Let me say that again for the people in the back. I don't want to deal with a weak man. I don't want to deal with a man who's fearful. I don't want to deal with a man who's shy. And, some people will come at me for that, but I don't care, because you want to know why that is? When I was younger, when I was shy, people didn't have a problem with judging me, thinking I was weird for being quiet, da 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 da. And, I'm a woman. So for me, why would I want to deal with a man who's afraid of being rejected by me, who doesn't have the confidence within himself as a big old grown man, and you don't have the confidence to approach me? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't want to deal with a man like that. So, beauty is a form of protection, because even though it attracts, it also repels. You gotta repel, especially this day and age. You have to protect your energy. You have to protect your peace. Repel and deter certain individuals out of your life from approaching you. I would rather be viewed as being because people, we know how judgmental they are, as, oh, she's a bitch, or oh, she's too high maintenance, and I don't understand why she's dressed up. Why is she not casual? I don't want to be casual. Life is too short to be casual. I want to be glammed up. I want to be looking my best. I want to enhance my beauty. And for me, that's what I should be doing as a woman anyway. Why would I not want to enhance my beauty as a woman when I know it's more beneficial for me to do it from the get-go? hmm So when it comes to certain people, and you know how some people are, if you're one of these people, if you're like me, and you like to get beautified and you like to be glamorous, people are going to, like, all the time, especially now that I'm living in San Antonio. I go out, looking dressed up, being dressed nicely, and people are always like, oh, well, you look nice, but, are you running errands or are you going somewhere today? It's like, I don't understand the mindset of these people out here. It's like, life is too short not to be glammed up. Life is too short. I don't want to put on a basic plain t shirt. I don't like, and we're in 2026. We have a variety of fashion. We have accessories, clothes, all of these different things. It's like life is too short to be dressing plain. I don't want to be a plain Jane. I don't want to be dressed blah and boring. If that's what you want to do and you want to be in your cuffy swift pants, that's fine for you, but it's not fine for me. It's not fine for me because I'm not like that. I want to be at extra. I want the glitz, the glamour, the beauty because I understand the power of it anyway. And it is more beneficial for me to be looking beautified than it is to not be at all. I remember when, me and my mom got dressed up, I believe it was a holiday, and we went to go visit my grandmother. And my cousin, she made a comment of, oh, you guys look nice, but I would feel like, isn't it a waste of time? Baby, no, it's never a waste of time to look good. And you want to know why that is? It's because I look good. It's making me look good. It's never a waste of time to look good because you have to stop and think. You may go out, especially if you're a single woman, especially if you're looking for a husband, a boyfriend, or whatever. You don't know who you're going to run into nowadays. Depending on what city you live in, what state you live in, you don't know who you're going to run into. You have to be, always be prepared. You don't know who you're going to run into. So it is more beneficial, me getting dressed nicely, me doing my makeup, me having my hair nicely done, me doing my nails. It's never a waste of time because I look good. I am, people think, oh, well, I need a special occasion or I need a reason, like a date, a wedding, or whatever it is. It's like, no, I am the special occasion. I am the special occasion. Life is the occasion. Don't be one of these women out here because you put it off, you think, oh, I'm just gonna do it for a holiday, or I need a reason to be glammed up, or I need a reason to be beautiful. The only reason you need is because you want to. It's like I may not need makeup, but I want it, and that's all that matters. If I want it, then I'm going to do what I want when I want at whatever time I want it to happen. So I choose to be glamorous. I choose to be beautiful because I understand the power of beauty. And I see myself as a goddess, and that's how you have to operate. See yourself as a goddess mentality. It is more, excuse me, it is more beneficial to you to be using your beauty to your advantage. Because again, create pretty privilege. And a lot of people, and some of y'all have to understand. Oh, well, it's not fair. It's not fair. We shouldn't be judging people based on their looks. Looks fade. It's not fair. It's like, this is not Disney World. We don't live in Disney World. I don't live in Disney World. I live in the real world. And it is what it is. So, with that being said, if you know that pretty privilege exists and it's more beneficial to be beautiful and do things to enhance your beauty, why wouldn't you just do it anyway? Why wouldn't you just do it anyway? I used to be one of those people, when I was younger, when I didn't know any better, because they try to brainwash you, especially as women and little girls, they brainwash you to think, with all these morals and da 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 da. But it's like, that's an ideal world. That's not how the real world really is. People are going to be judgmental, and that's the way it is. People have different advantages. I'd rather just work my advantage. I don't want to be one of those people whining and complaining. Oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. She's wearing makeup. That's not her natural beauty. It's like whatever. It's like we're all grown. We see the world. We see the world as it is today. This is not Disney World. Some of y'all are still living in Disney World. Wake up and realize that this is the real world. Create pretty privilege. And a lot of people think, a lot of women misunderstand, and they think, oh, well, that costs money to go to the nail salon, it costs money to get wigs, it costs money to get makeup. It's like there's stuff that's affordable. Hell, you can, if you really know what you're doing. I have seen people slay using Dollar Tree makeup. Can you believe that? You can look good using Dollar Tree makeup if you know what you're doing. So really in this day and age, there's no excuse for women to be walking around slumping, looking, like slobs, and it's like I don't know what the society has really come to, because from the way we used to, and I'm not talking about dressing like all dressed up like it's the 1800s or whatever. But fashion, for me, fashion now is fun. It's like fashion is fun. It's expressive. I view myself as a work of art, and a part of me, because I've always loved clothes. Even before I got into makeup and all of this, since I was a little girl, I've always loved clothes and fashion. I don't know why that is. It's like I can express myself. I can develop my own personal style. It is fun for me, and I love shopping for clothes. hmm So with that being said, life is too short, because life goes by fast. People think, oh, we have all the time in the world and da 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 da. It's like, no, life will pass you by very quickly, especially once you're out of school, once you've graduated from high school and college. It goes by quickly. It's like, as long as the average lifespan is in America, it's like as long as we live, you can have a different look for each decade, for each year, if you want to. It's like, now my mindset is I want to get experimental. I want to try different things. And I've became especially more open-minded to it. It's like, lately I've been shopping, like lately I've been into boho chic. When a few years ago, or several years ago, I wouldn't even, it's like, oh, I didn't like boho chic and stuff like that. But now it's like, oh my goodness, I'm into it. I love it. And so for me, I like to experiment with my fashion sense. Life is too short not to be beautified. Operate as a goddess. Use your beauty to your advantage. We know the power of beauty as a woman. We know this, and it is what it is. So you have to figure out, because life is not fair, and it's not going to be fair. It's not everybody thinks, oh, it's not fair, it's not fair, we have to change the world. It's not ever going to change. And the sooner you realize this, the better it is for you. You have to figure out how to play this game in life. Use beauty to your advantage. Work the beauty advantage over men, over women. Oh, speaking of which, speaking on that note, not only because, of course, I would, when I started doing makeup and stuff, like, before I even wore makeup, men and boys wouldn't even talk to me. It's not fair. And I'm not even the ugliest woman. If you see my previous video, y'all seen what I look like. My skin is really smooth. I look nice. It's not fair that men weren't talking to me, but it is what it is. I have to put on makeup to get approached. People be thinking, oh, well, you can get a man without makeup. You can be natural. Men want natural nowadays. Not for me, baby. And I've lived on the planet long enough to know that I have to put on makeup. It's more beneficial for me to do it. I have to do it. Because if I don't, people don't talk to me. People won't look at me. People won't approach me. And it is what it is. It's like, whatever. It is what it is. I have to do what I have to do in life. So I'd rather just go ahead and do it. When I started wearing makeup, not only did men notice me, but even women, for the most part, would be kinder to me. Like, I get so many compliments now from women, which is surprising to me because most of the time, from my life experiences, I usually have negative interactions with women most of the time. When I started wearing makeup, it's like other women would always give, now I get compliments, they want to be nicer to me. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like night and day. So beauty is a form of protection. So it for the most part, and when you really know how to do your makeup, you're gonna notice the benefit. You're gonna notice the advantages of being beautiful, of putting on the makeup, of putting the clothes on, the jewelry, the glamour. You're gonna realize it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, I should have done this sooner." hmm So, with that being said, use glamour and enhance your beauty. Use the power of beauty for your advantage. Work that advantage over men, women, whoever. Because at the end of the day, we know that looks matter. Looks matter more because they get you through the door. Let me say that for the people in the back. Looks matter more because they get you through the door. It's like some people won't even talk to you or even bother with you, depending on what you look like. They won't even, it's like with my life experience. People wouldn't even bother with me. And sometimes you have to just suck it up and do what you have to do. It is what it is. So, looks matter more because they get you through the door. When you can't even get your foot in the door, when people won't even consider you based on what you look like, it is the worst feeling in the world. You can't even get your foot in the door. So you have to really stop and think. Even though it's not fair, even though you shouldn't be judged by your looks, we know that this is not Disney World. This is the real world. And you have to stop and really think, okay, well, I'm not getting the results that I want. I'm not getting the attention that I deserve. Are you going to continue to do what you've been doing for years? Or are you going to change and really think, oh, well, maybe I should just go ahead and put the makeup on. Maybe I should go ahead and get dressed nicely. Because you have to stop and think. It's especially depending on what you want in life, whether it's a job, a promotion, a man you're trying to attract in your life, certain people you're trying to attract in your life. You have to think, what do you have to do to get the results that you desire? What do you have to do to win in life? Do what it is that you need to do. Don't be afraid of being beautiful. And a lot of women don't believe that they're beautiful. It's like, it's not that you're not beautiful. You have to figure out how to enhance your natural beauty. You have to figure out how to work your advantage. And once you know how to do so, it makes you very powerful. It makes you very powerful when you know how to work that advantage. So, with that being said, beautify yourself. Use the power of beauty and pretty privilege to your advantage. And get what it is that you desire. And attract what it is that you want into your life. So, that's all I have for this one. And I will check you guys later in the next one. Bye bye.